welcome back to Bahrain, and we are almost set to embark on the sprint race around this brilliant circuit. We saw some incredible battles at the start of, or forgive me, throughout the entirety of our feature race, and now the grid has been reversed. Pile of Garbage and Tess will take us away, and we will go through 12 laps of action-packed, no-holds-barred, bare-knuckles battles here in Bahrain. So excited to join our AMA drivers for this one, and that is myself, Savage from Team Crossroads, as well as Fuzzy Peach in the seat next to mine. Fuzzy, what a race we just had. What do you make of that, and what does it imply for this sprint race, forgive me, that we're about to start now?
Well, it implies that I was right about the sloppiness that we could expect as these drivers mentally switch over from F1 to F2. And if I could make another prediction here, I believe we'll see some more daring overtakes, as this is the sprint race. They have less time. They have that time crunch of 12 laps that they need to prove themselves within. So these drivers are going to feel the pressure. They're going to want to perform as well as they can in what limited track running they have. So I believe we'll see some great overtakes here.
That we will. Now, a few drivers brave enough to start on the soft tires. As a reminder, there is no requirement to pit during the sprint race. You can go from the starting grid to the flag on a single set of tires, and those fitting the softs, well, either they're banking on a safety car of some sort or on a pit stop, or they're thinking that they have the tire wear skills to take those softs to the end. Given what we saw during the feature race, that might be bit of a tall order here, but nonetheless, Julian on the soft tire, as well as Jetty, T-Boy, and Big Poppy. The rest of the grid, on the other hand, on the mediums, looking to go without a pit stop for the duration of this race.
I believe Julian might become the linchpin here. If Julian has proven himself to be very fast here, coming in third on the feature race and putting himself at the front of the grid for the quali. So I believe if he can hold back Alex the Great and Secret here, Pile of Garbage, Tess, and everybody else above him could be vying for those podium positions and be in a lot stronger position than they might think.
That is a great point, because Julian will have such a pace advantage in the early laps of this race. Likely what Julian is trying to leverage is a great getaway from the grid, because of course those softs are going to be much more malleable in the grid spot, especially seeing as he is on the dirty side of the track. So it'll be interesting to see if he can convert this into an inspirational performance, and we're about to find out very shortly as our grid forms up here. Dare I say surely, as we wait for the lights to go out. This
As we wait, feel
go.
free to throw him up on screen there, as I keep an eye on the speed of Secret.
That we will. The lights go out, and Zay somehow already having a penalty to his name. We're going to get racing here. Oh my goodness, as it looks like Bottsville just forcing one of his rivals wide onto the grass. And, or forgive me, that wasn't Bottsville. That might have been Javier. Meanwhile, Bottsville actually makes his way all the way up in front. And we have some yellow flags here on the circuit, as both Secret and Alex Great suffer significant losses at the start of this race. Meanwhile, up in front, a three-wide battle into the fourth corner. Pile of Garbage keeping his lead, and Bottsville defending so aggressively against Tess, succeeding in keeping a second position. Oh my goodness, and we have a severe collision in the middle of the, oh my goodness, pack, as it looks like headers just plowed right through a couple of other drivers. That might have been Zay in the Prema there, a possible desync. We're going to take a look and see who's running on.
AJ is actually out there, and I believe that might have been Alexander as the instigator there. I just saw Alex go for a lunge into turn 4, and he did touch wheels with somebody. I wasn't able to completely catch who it was, but I believe it was actually AJ there. So that might be something the stewards will be looking into in the future.
That was an absolute brutal sort of hybrid between a drift show and a parking lot there in the start of the second sector that we witnessed with numerous collisions. Ironically enough, Henners may have just been desynced and did not suffer any damage, but now we're watching Julian so very close behind Bottsville. As you had accurately predicted, he did manage to keep his spot and is now making a charging drive to try to overtake these guys in the top three and separate himself from Alex Great, who we are seeing on our window capture right on the back of Javier.
Absolutely. Without the speed differential that you get with the ERS and the like, what you need is just the ability to outbrake your opponents here. And Alex takes a hit from behind. I believe that might have been Javier or his teammate there who gave him a bit of a nudge.
Oh my goodness, and we have, forgive me, pile of garbage tangling with Bottsville through the fourth corner there. We just briefly caught that on our onboard there. That is unfortunately going to be disaster for Bottsville, who just catapults himself even lower down the order. That does promote Julian up into P2, and that does demote Pile of Garbage down into, or forgive me, Julian up into P3, Pile of Garbage down into P2, and now these battling two cars up in front are gonna have their mirrors full of the pink BWT Arden in very short order, I'd imagine.
Alex not having the greatest race here. Despite having all that pace out in front, just tangling with that, just with all these elbows being thrown out left and right.
Oh, that's right. I'm not sure if that was an intentional pun or if an accidental one, but it was. I think Biggles will be proud of you there, and Biggles, of course, keeping an eye out on the race from the pit lane and the Twitch comments, which giving him a shout out as well. And we do love our Biggles. Meanwhile, both Univirtuosi cars right on the back of Jetty now. That is Alex Great going for the inside move into the penultimate corner. That fast kink immediately afterwards is actually the final corner. And Secret getting such a great exit, making short work of Jetty in absolutely no time and lining up to the inside of his teammate, now in 8th position. Oh my goodness, but let's not count Jetty out yet, as he has the slipstream off of Alex Great. He's going to move to the inside, making that Univirtuosi sandwich in the middle of the straight here, and he's going to try to counterattack Secret now, who holds 8th, but is he able to hold it on corner exit? He is! Oh my goodness, side-by-side stuff from these drivers as Secret shuts the door and moves himself up into 8th position. Not so fast, says, oh my goodness, not so fast, says Jetty, as he nearly loses his car in a collision through the 4th corner with Secret.
I was about to say that was just a bit of bullying there from both the Univirtuoso cars. I believe it was Secret pushing Jetty far off the line, and then Alex the Great just getting a great exit because of that. But then Jetty said, nobody gets to bully me, and took the fight right back. Oh my
goodness, and we have a deep moment from Diosito's second race in a row, and this time the victim is Han Tiumi. Diosito just diving corner number 8 and just driving his rival off the track under his own understeer.
Oh, Secret and Alex pushing each other off the track. Where is that? Where's the, what's it called? The pit crew here, not the pit crew. What's what I'm looking for, David here?
The race engineer might just have the hard bass on too loud, and these guys might not be able to hear him. Well, that is interesting because of what Alex said about them wanting to be friendly, them wanting to put the team first in this battle, and as they do so, they've already dropped 4 seconds behind Javier in front of Secret. So they're not putting the team first at all right now and taking a huge loss in points.
Julian's going up in B2, fighting Pile of Garbage for that position right now.
That he is, and somewhat unsuccessfully still in 3rd position. We're going to jump right back on board with that battle and keep an eye on it in our live window as Alex Great is trying to squeeze his way around Secret, but he cannot, as Secret gets a great switchback from the second corner exit. DRS open, and he recovers his position brilliantly. All sorts of close stuff for these drivers here, as well as for T-Boy, Addy Striker, and Han Tiumi here towards the back of the pack. Just 4 laps past, and oh my goodness, that looks like, did Julian just get victimized by Bottsville?
I believe he did. He locked up coming out of turn 8. I believe he's having some issues with those softs now as they get old. 4 laps in, they could be reaching the end of their lifespan. It might be time for him to pit as he gets victimized again by Henners. Is he desynced? I believe he's desynced. Yes, I believe Julian is desynced at this moment.
Oh, that is just terrible, terrible stuff for Julian as he was putting on quite a show for us up until this point. So we hope that we get him back if it is a desync or a disconnection. But yeah, those softs are not going to hold on for much longer either. Around the 6, 7, or 8 lap mark, they're going to start going off a cliff at an alarming rate.
We have tentative confirmation from Neon in the Twitch crowd that Julian has crashed, and his car is now pitting. So I believe, yes, that's the AI seeing those really worn tires and deciding to pit.
Yikes. That is not the best thing for Julian, absolutely. And, well, that does elevate Secret and Alex Wright, the dynamic duo, from the Uni Virtuosi squad up into P6 and 7. They've got a little bit of a gap to close to the likes of Javier and Henners and such, but they've got the pace to do it. If not them, who else? Han Tiumi moving to the inside of Diacito, who's hanging around the outside, and the two touch wheels, they nearly collide here severely on exit from turn number 2. The BWT has the DRS open, but look at how much speed Han Tiumi had on corner exit. The pink car is going to go deep into this corner, and around the outside goes Han Tiumi. And is he going to keep his position? Yes, he is.
I believe the race engineer of the Uni Virtuoso boys has finally gotten the spray bottle, cooled the 2 drivers down here. They're not quite as aggressive against each other at this point.
And Alex, great, at least briefly falling out of that DRS window as well, likely contributing to the decrease in attacks. But they are starting to close that gap down as we have Jetty. Oh my goodness, has Jetty fatally collided with the wall here in the end of the first sector we're about to see. Oh, that car is absolutely destroyed on track, and its wheels not all attached. And that is unfortunately the end for Jetty's race. Heartbreaking stuff. And we have a safety car on the circuit.
Oh, if Julian had control, this would have been the perfect situation for him. Unfortunately, he did crash out, but will we see some of our drivers diving into the pits for some softs now? Perhaps hoping to... I believe you could pull softs for 6 laps here.
Yes, no, you absolutely can, and Javier does just that. He had a bit of a window to the cars immediately behind. He will lose some positions, but he may be able to get away with the... No, that's gonna put him back into the depths of the grid, unfortunately. As oh wait, no, forgive me. That is most of the cars
yeah,
immediately behind him. Yeah, also pitting, so he's gonna stay likely in 8th position. So who this did not play into is Tess and Pile of Garbage. They're not going to be all that particularly happy about those 2 blisteringly quick Uni Virtuosi drivers getting within just a few seconds of them here on the safety car restart. Now, all these drivers on the same tires, of course, but if Secret and Alex Gray can make a quick pass on Henners and Bottsville, well, Tess and Pile of Garbage will just be right in the line of fire.
Absolutely. They really do need to hope either the drivers right behind them get their elbows out wide, or that the rivalry between Secret and Alexander flares up again.
That's right. That might be a possibility. As Henners.
Oh, what's this?
Henners had a lag spike and jumped behind both Virtuosi cars, and it looked like he did get the prompt to overtake them back. Gone are the days of those brutal safety car bugs that would leave at least some drivers with huge penalties, and he's back into 4th. These 2 drivers back into 5th and 6th.
It's too late for the racing to resume this lap, but I believe it will be next lap that we see racing resume. Oh no, we have somebody just exiting pits right now. It could be a bit longer. That said, looking at the tires at this moment, we have everyone in accounting for loss up on the old mediums. I lied. Never mind. Secret's dove into the pits.
Oh, this is interesting. That is a very interesting decision indeed by Secret not to go into the pits the previous lap, but now... Oh, and he's got front wing damage. That may be the reason why.
Well, Well, he will only lose 3 positions there. He has a long gap between him and that, I believe, Poppy, that is? I believe, yeah, that is Big Poppy, who's just coming around the last corner right now as Julian has been released, as Secret has been released from his box.
That is right, but those positions will be absolutely critical because we're going to have very few laps remaining. Down at 10th, actually, Big Poppy just passes Secret as the ladder's on pit exit here. That's going to be a very, very tough situation for Secret because he's going to have just a few laps to try to make up all those positions. I wonder if he's just a lap late and $1 short on that strategy call there.
Absolutely, especially because, yes, the softs will be in their optimal range even at the end of the race at this based on this rate, because it will be about lap 8 or so when we start the race again. Meaning that the 4 laps of soft running will be fine. But that's only 4 laps to get past so many different people.
Well, and not to take anything away from Secret, he's got the pace, but at a certain moment, you sort of wonder what is feasible and what isn't. A lot of our drivers are running 7-lap-old mediums. Secret will be on brand new soft, so he will have an absolutely ferocious grip advantage. The problem? Well, there is no DRS for 2 laps following the safety car, so he's going to have to make all those overtakes with raw driving, corner exit, slipstream, all the good old-fashioned stuff. This really feels like a Formula 1 race from the mid-2000s more than anything.
Absolutely. No DRS, no ERS, no fuel. All he has is that corner exit. And even slipstream will be vastly weaker due to the low drag setup of all these cars.
That's right, and the trains of the cars slipstreaming one another down the straight after the safety car will be quite brutal. Can't say I'd want to be in Tess's position right now as the Campos driver warms up his tires with yet another lap of running. Behind the safety car, we have Zay all the way behind the pack there on the return DRS straight in Sector 2. You can see it's going to be quite a long time before he catches up to the pack. And I really hope that we can get racing after this lap here because the laps left in the sprint are running down.
Some of our viewers might not know this. Just for edification, we in these sprint races, you do not need to pit. You can run the entire race on one set of tires. But as we do have a safety car here, a lot of our drivers have chosen to pit to get that better grip from fresher tires.
Great stuff. Good catch there, Fuzzy, and a great response. That is 100% correct. All of our medium runners can continue the race as they see fit, but in such an extraneous situation, well, they're going to have to be extremely careful not to fall victim to several of these soft runners that we have here. The first of which is Javier. He's in the driver's seat to make some serious overtakes here. Those softs are still practically brand new, suffering almost no wear in the safety car conditions. He's got a bunch of drivers on ailing old mediums in front of him that will be fighting amongst each other as well. And that is a prime recipe for an overtake stew that might be quite tasty indeed.
I believe we will be continuing race. The safety car will be going in this lap, according to Ezzy9 time, one of our league coordinators here at AMA. And I believe, according to him, the safety car will be and we have confirmation.
And let's not sell Ezzy so short. More than a league coordinator, he is the owner of AMA. So thank you, sir, for joining us in the Twitch chat as well, and thank you for giving us the pleasure of commentating such exciting racing action. Gotta love Formula 2 and all of its trappings and indulgences. So the safety car peels away from the field. Tess becomes the de facto safety car as he warms up his tires and gets ready to go racing. Is he going to put the foot down on exit from the penultimate corner? He does, and Bottsville pulls up alongside. Yes, sir. Bottsville pulls up alongside Pile of Garbage, but he cannot overtake until the starting line, which means he had to let off. And look at Henners. He got an absolutely marvelous run on these drivers as, oh my goodness, it looks like Pile of Garbage goes very deep into the first corner, trying to muscle Bottsville out, but he can't. Bottsville taking that first position alongside him. Now is Tess, who's the big loser out of all of these proceedings. Gonna try to make up at least one spot. Tess thrusts himself into second place. Pile of Garbage losing out to third, and Bottsville now in the lead of this race.
But keep an eye on Secret here. He lost out a bit on the start there, but he's now caught up to the pack again. So with these fresh softs and with his huge... Oh, somebody's off track! Somebody's dead! That is Henner's!
Oh my goodness. Henner's nearly taking the lead in the first corner. It looks like Tess there as well. A collision with the leaders of the race. And that leaves Pile of Garbage and Bottsville as the sole drivers. And of course, who else but Alex Great on his mediums. Now, immediately behind, it looks like Javier getting a move on past Julian, or at least trying to. 3 wide, these drivers go. And Accounting for Loss and Javier both wheel to wheel on exit here. Oh, and my goodness! Accounting for Loss just takes Javier right off the circuit there on entry to turn number 12. Thrusting himself into 4th position, but at what cost? And it looks like Secret there, diving the inside on Julian, nearly losing his rear end as well, taking advantage of those soft tires that he has on his car, unable to make a move past just yet.
2 by 2, they went into corner 11 and they nearly didn't make it out, as Julian nearly doesn't make it through the last corner there, showing us a bit of his drifting skills, but managing to keep it on track, and more importantly, managing to keep the speed up on exit here so he doesn't lose out to Secret.
That he did, and that was a collision with Javier that nearly sent Javier off the track as well. Secret is going to dive the first corner very bravely, just using the traction on those soft tires to just pull himself in and keep that position. Or did he? Julian right behind him. No DRS for any of these cars. Is the BWT Arden going to try something into corner 4? Secret leaves him the room, knowing he's going to have the superior exit grip, and he does. Closes the door and keeps 6th position.
You can tell when something's very exciting when both me and Savage have the same view up on screen.
Oh, just trying to keep up with all the action here, and it looks like action aplenty. We have Fuzzy, wondering if you could keep an eye out on the battle for 1st position while I stay on board here with Secret and these fine folks here. It looks like Pile of Garbage is within almost striking distance, as we're going to briefly visit Addy Stryker in 12th position, who's got his mirrors full of Tess, losing 1 position to Han Tiumi. Is he going to lose a 2nd? Into turn number 11, the Campos takes the inside line, and on the traction beats the soft-tired Hantiumi. Oh my goodness, looks like we have a little bit of desync as well, as Secret tries to cut his way through this pack. Them just not cooperating at the moment with the Virtuosi driver, as Javier gets ever closer to the back of Accounting for Loss, nearly pushing him along through the penultimate corner, as side by side go Julian and Secret immediately behind them.
Pile of Garbage is slowly clawing his way to Bottsville, but at the same time, he's just flirting with disaster as he's just keeping Alex the Great.
A collision between Alex Great and Javier. Oh, Secret and Javier. That looked like Secret just severely misjudged his braking into the first corner, and we're barring any overtakes here. Oh my goodness, there's just too much action. We cannot get that on the replay, as we have side by side between Tess and Diosito. Fuzzy, you can, oh actually, you know what, no, never mind. We're gonna keep that battle up because it's getting quite spicy as well. My apologies, did not read the interview correctly, but that is just disaster for Louise, who tumbles, or forgive me, was it Accounting for Loss that tumbles down the order following Secret's error.
And it's here. Alex the Great is 1 lap away from the end of the race, but he's within the 1 second of DRS zone. Oh, and he's just spun out. He's just got out in there, but yeah, I think he will be within the 1 second of the DRS zone as he comes down that straight there. Not a DRS straight, but the straight of Sector 3. I believe he should get himself within DRS zone, and he will finally have a run on Pile of Garbage in Bottsville before the end of the race.
That he will, and Julian also very, very close indeed behind Javier. Is he going to look to finally line up a move? He's been behind the ART driver for quite a few corners now, but we're going to, oh my goodness, there's too much action. We're going to keep the window for the battle for the lead, as Pile of Garbage does make a move, tries to make a move around the outside of Bottsville, as Julian simultaneously makes a move on past Javier. And it looks like Bottsville, for the moment, keeping that leading position just a little less than a tenth, separating the two drivers. This Pile of Garbage going to dive around the outside and take that first position. My goodness, he has.
That was one heck of a braking move there, because he was 2 wheels off track there, and he managed to keep himself just planted around the outside.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness, we have a severe collision with Diosito losing the car on exit from corner number 4. And he's got a couple of quick customers right behind him as well. We're going to jump on board in the full screen now with our battle for the lead. At the moment, as we are running, it is Pile of Garbage leading with Bottsville and Alex Raid immediately behind. Just a singular overtake opportunity really remaining before the end of this race. And these drivers are all very keen to get on the top step of the podium as Bottsville runs very wide, tries to switch up the line to get a better corner exit, then Pile of Garbage failing to do so. And is this going to be critical for his chances to overtake Pile into the final braking zone of the lap? He's going to do the best he can, but he cannot get close enough. And at the final corner, the final acceleration zone of the sprint race of the Bahrain Grand Prix, Pile of Garbage does cross the start-finish line, and he takes the crown here in Sakir.
And we have Javier nearly losing 7th place as he tangles with Julian on exit of the final corner. But after, oh my lord, Julian is dropping down the order after penalties.
Indeed. Wow, what a finish we had, and some very happy Pile of Garbage fans in the Twitch chat. Understandably, what an amazing achievement for the for Pile of Garbage. He taking that incredible starting position and converting it into a race win after some absolute bare knuckle boxing with the likes of Tess, with the likes of Bottsville, and with the likes of Alex. Great. That is an achievement, and he is definitely going to be keen to celebrate that one. What a drive.
Absolutely, but let's not downplay the efforts of Julian either. Julian, after suffering that crash of his game, has finished high up the order. I don't remember the exact position, but I believe it was 4th.
That's right, and some amazing speed by him as well. We're about to see that final protocol, and that is Pile of Garbage winning the sprint race in the Bahrain Grand Prix, and those 15 points are his for the taking. Bottsville and Alex Raid, of course, splitting that podium with him. Louise in 4th, Javier in 5th, Tess on Accounting for Loss in 6th and 7th, and Secret rounding out the points-paying positions with a lone single point to add to his race win in the feature race. That's going to make things particularly interesting for us forgive me, this is the results for the, this is the results for the sprint race. That is, the tab there at the top is not entirely correct. So there we go. Yes, there we go. The results for the weekend now tallied up on our screen, and it is going to be Secret at the front, but Alex Great so very close in 2nd position. And then behind them, Bottsville in 3rd position, following his great result in the sprint race. Louise in 4th, Julian in 5th, Pile of Garbage 6th, Javier 7th, Tess in 8th, AJ in 9th, and Accounting Floss will round out the top 10. These are the championship standings as they are after the first round of Formula 2 racing here. Now, Zay suffering some very, very unfortunate events throughout both of our races here today, and then without points, Addy Striker, Big Poppy, Han, Tium, Diosito, T-Boy, Henners, Jetty, Simply Air, that round out our grid. Well, Fuzzy, tell me, what are your thoughts following some absolutely white-knuckle racing here? I don't think I've seen anything quite like it in any of my commentating days here on Alliant Motorsports.
All I can say is that I want more. I absolutely want more of this. This was exciting 24/7. There was no need for any sort of filler here. We were rushing to try to keep both screens up all the time. It was great. Absolutely stupendous. That said, it seems there were some various Cody's issues here, meaning that the standings that you see on your screen right now are not final. They will be updated as our stewards take a look at them. So stay in tune.
That is right. And well, if this is anything to go by, this championship will be absolutely exciting, isn't it? So we are so excited to bring more of this action back to you guys next weekend with the Silverstone track and the British Grand Prix, an iconic venue for a very hungry bunch of drivers, that are very keen to prove themselves in Formula 2. Until then, however, it has been an absolute pleasure to commentate for all of you on Twitch. Thank you for joining us. My name has been Savage from Team Crossroads. I have nearly lost my voice by this point, and I have been joined by none other than Fuzzy Peach. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next week, and keep going as fast as you can. Don't ever stop.